Welcome to another episode of Pirkei Avot. We are on chapter 2, Mishna 19, and this episode is dedicated in memory of Levy ben Moshe Esther and Elisheva bat Levy, and also in memory of Rosie bat Moshe Esther. Okay? So, Michael, let's see what you got to say.
Thank you, Mashiach. So, this Mishnah, number 19, we analyse the words of Rab Eliezer ben Arach, who was the favourite pupil of Rav Yochanan HaZaken. And let's look at the Mishnah. He says, Rab Eliezer Omer, Havei shakud lilmod Torah, be diligent in your Torah study, v'da'a masha tashiv la'apikoros, and know what to respond to a heretic. V'da lifnei mi'ata omer, and know before whom you labour. V'ne'aman hu bal malachtecha sheyashalem lach schar pa'ulatecha. Your employer is trustworthy to pay the wages for your work. So let's hear Rambam's commentary firstly upon this idea of being diligent in Torah study. He says, and I quote Rambam, the matter of diligence, shkedah, is from the language of the verse from Yirmiyahu chapter 1, pasuk 12, as I am diligent upon my word. End quote, meaning to say quick and energetic. Or its meaning would be habit and constancy, as in, as it says in Mishnah 8:34, to be diligent at my doors each day. So that's quite interesting. And what does he say about how to respond to a apikoros, a heretic? He says, Rambam says, that you should need to study things which you can respond to the apikoros from the Gentiles and disagree with them and answer them if they challenge you. As it says in Sanhedrin 38b, they only taught about the Gentile epikoros, but with the Jewish epikoros, if you answer him, all the more so will he rebel, meaning to say he will denigrate even more. And because of this, there is no need to speak with him at all, as he has no redemption and he has completely no cure at all. As it is stated in Mishlei 21:19, all who go to her cannot return, and they will not find the paths of life. And he said, also, he's quoting, even though you study the opinions of the nations to know what to answer them, guard yourselves that anything from these opinions come into your heart, and know that the one before whom you serve knows what is hidden in your heart. And this is his saying, know before you labor. And this that's what the Mishnah continues, know before whom you labor. This Rambam explains, wanting to say that he direct his heart to faith in God. What does Rabbi Yonah say about this diligence in learning Torah and how to respond to an apikoros? He says that one, dedicate oneself to study Torah so that he will know what to respond to apikoros. As if he will not respond to him according to his arguments and to his lies, the world will learn from them and I quote, drink evil waters. In their seeing that he is defeated, and it will come out that the name of Hashem will be profaned. And an apikoros here is one who denies the oral Torah, as well as those that issue rulings not in accordance with the law or halacha. So it's interesting. He's saying, be prepared. Rabbi Yonah is saying, be prepared to respond to apikoros, because if they start with you and you're not prepared to answer correctly, they'll say, look, he's got no arguments. You've got no defense against my arguments, and he may look to other people as being victorious in his efforts to undermine the oral Torah and also the whole Torah. So he's saying, look, you should understand the sort of questions that apikoros will face you with, and have the right response. Be sharp in your response and knock them down from their kind of from their stances. And also, it continues, says, know before whom you labour. Rabbeinu Yonah also comments on this, saying, before Hashem, who examines the kidneys and the heart, and when you study Torah, exert yourself and to put your concentration into it. And that way you will know how to respond to the apikoros from it. And when you exert yourself in the Torah, delight in it. As we find that it's stated in the Torah in Mishle 8:22, the Lord created me at the beginning of his course as the first of his works of old. End quote. And it is written also afterwards in Mishle 8:30, I was a caretaker with it, a delight for me every day, end quote. You should behold that HaKadosh Baruch Hu would delight in it, and you should do so as well. This is, as it is stated also in Mishnah 8:31, rejoicing in his inhabited world and delighting with mankind, end quote. He meant to say that just like the Torah was a delight for HaKadosh Baruch Hu before the formation of the world, so should it be the rejoicing over their habitation and the delight for people after the world was created. And he also continues, know that your employer is faithful, for he will pay you the reward of your labor. So what does Rabbeinu Yonah comment on this statement? He says, the master of your work is trustworthy to pay you the wage for your activity, that you not make your labor in Torah fraudulent, since Hashem is the master of your work, and there is nothing hidden from him in front of his eyes. And also, since how is it that you would not strain yourself on it, as behold, you will have a great wage for your activity, even though they say, do not be a servant who are serving the master in order to receive a reward, it is in order to overcome the impulse that sways one from doing the commandments and from walking in a straight path. Hence, it is good to think that he will have a reward for them, so that he will not give an opening to the impulse to attack, for the Yetzer Hara to attack. And also because they did not warn to know this in order to serve Hashem because of the reason of a reward, but rather in the same way as a person is obligated to investigate and know the unity of Hashem and his understanding and his wonders that he has done in order to add his love. So too is he obligated to know that Hashem pays the wage of his activity, to bring up to his heart the greatness of the kindness of the omnipresent, even though he is the master of all creations and the maker of all, and we are all his servants to serve him and service him like a slave. That is Hashem's property without giving a wage. Hashem nonetheless gives that reward and wage be us. And on top of everything, we will increase our love from this, and we will serve him with fear and love.
Fantastic, Michael. Very good. So that's the end of Mission 19. Next week, or next time we convene, I should say, we're going to do 20, which is the penultimate. And once that 21 is done, then we'll begin chapter 3 with Hashem. Until then, we wish you a wonderful and safe week.